And the specific things about today are two different types. One of them is word problems about combining or combining, and word problems about separating. And we are looking for, children, the patterns. Oh. Well, I don't know, what about a pattern, right? Okay, so please get it in your mind, and I had this long spiel with 5th grade today, they don't quite catch on either. I don't care that you know, or that you get, that you can do the problem in your head and get the right answer. Okay, what we're looking for is the small baby steps that get us to really hard problems. We're looking for patterns and writing things down and showing our work and all that sort of stuff. So with that being said, if something talks about combining, you know, you took 15 boys and added 12 girls to that, what type of pattern problem do you suppose that is? Oh, only one person. Maggie D.
Combining.
Right, yeah, I said it's combining. If you combine those together, what type of problem? Go with one of the 4 math operations, subtraction, addition, multiplication, or division. What type probably is it, Maggie?
Adding.
Yeah, combining is an addition pattern problem. Now please know that even though it's an adding pattern, that doesn't mean you always add to get the answer. Just remember that. And the same thing about this, when you're separating things into 2 groups, you know, you have 30 marbles and 15 of them are yellow, how many are blue, what kind of thing there? That probably is, what type of problem there, Andrew?
Subtraction.
A subtraction pattern. Does that mean you'll subtract to get the answer? Not always. Okay, and the way that the book shows these two things is when it's an adding problem, they will call it a sum and some more problem. Or this, they'll say, you have some of something and you add some more to it, that's going to give you a total. You take some, add some more. So when the book says write a sum and some more problem, that's what they're asking you to do. They're asking you to take some, add some more to it. If it's a separating problem, it is this. It means you have a beginning amount. You are taking away something. Some went away. And then you finally get, what's it say here? You get the total. What remains? What remains? And I know you look at this and go, well, that's really a complicated way to do something I can do pretty easily. Yes and no. You got that? Because I need to switch screens. Yes. So write down this problem. Let's say that 47 people volunteered to clean up the park. 47 people cleaned up the park. Some chose to remove trash from the lake. Some chose to remove trash, speaking of Camp Duncan, from the lake. It's a beautiful lake. And the others, the remaining 29 people left to clean up the hiking trails. The remaining 29, did I say? Left to clean the trails. not trials, but trails. How many people chose to remove trash? How many chose the lake trash bin? Okay, so the first question, what type of problem is this? Is this one of the combining ones, or is this one of the separating ones? Are you putting people in two different groups, or are you taking some and just putting a bunch more people with them? Separating or combining, that's kind of the question we're answering. Julia says, separating, yes. And what are we separating? We're separating the ones that remove the trash and the ones that left from the 47. So you want to think of that pattern. And what was the pattern we wrote down for the separating one? What was the little words we used? What was the first one?
Begin.
The beginning number minus the, how many went away, right? And you get what's left. Well, fill in the blanks here. What was the beginning number? How many people did we start with?
47.
47. And we know that these guys left. We don't know what that is. X amount of people. But we know that we had 29 left. Now you could probably, yeah, that's right. Now, let's see what's that. So it is a subtracting pattern problem. But remember, just because it's subtracting, does that mean we subtract to find our answer? Not always. How do I know what I do to find my answer there? We've done some of these problems. Have we done missing numbers?
Yeah.
What do we have? What do we do when we have missing numbers there? What do we do? Logan?
I subtract 47.
But how do I know that I do that? For sure, that's the key. Yes, I believe your answer. Ryan?
You think of a smaller problem?
Yeah, think of an easy problem. You got one, Ryan, for me? Give me an easy one.
5 minus 4 equals
5 minus 4 equals 1. When I'm missing the middle, which I am here, what do I do with 5 and 1 to get 4? Subtract. So I'm just going to subtract those two. And you end up with 18 would be the number of people that went to remove trash from the lake. And again, for the umpteenth thousandth time, I would be willing to bet that most of you, if not all of you, probably wouldn't have to do any of this to do this problem. Okay, but that's not my point. Okay, you do it because when it gets really incredibly hard, if you think this way, you're going to have a lot easier time. One last one, because I know you're very excited about it. Some of you are just off the charts happy about it. Football team scored 19 points in the first half. Football team scored 19 in the first half. Sure. And 42 points by the end of the game. Sounds like the Bears. Except they lost. By the end of the game. What's the question? How many points did they score in the second half? How many puntas? How many points in second half? No question. So again, the question I ask you, is this separating or combining? Am I taking something and putting two together to get the total, or am I taking some away? And some of you could make a case for either one of those, but the one they're looking for here, Galen, is we are not separating them. I'm not taking the yellows away from the blues. But you, again, I said you could make a case kind of for that, because I can see why you would say that you're separating the first half points from the second half points, but I don't know either one of those yet, so. Oh, this is. This is all right? Oh, yeah.
Give a message to him.
Sure. Sure. Sure, got it. And I can see how you can kind of think that's separating, but in essence, what you're doing is you're taking the sum points from the first half, right? And you're adding more points in the second half, and ending up with the total number of points. You're kind of putting them together. And I can see how you could make a case for the separating part of this, but this is a combining those sort of things there. How many points in the first half? 19, plus you don't know how many points in the second half for a total of 42 total points. And what am I gonna do to solve that? Caitlin Stritzel,
Subtract.
how do I know that?
You just think of an easier problem.
Which was
5 minus 1.
equals 5, wait, we gotta go plus,
5 plus 1,
is
6.
5 plus 1 is 6, and if you're middling, what do you do at 6 and 5, you get 1?
Subtract.
Right, so 42 minus 19 is what? 23? Anybody else get 23 from the class? So just be aware, when they ask you to write the pattern down, they're asking you to do this and right there. And I know